Chick-fil-A CEO Dan Cathy is cooking up plans for a new park. It would be built over the interstate and connect Georgia Tech's campus with bustling areas around the school, including West Midtown. Cathy has hired former Atlanta Beltline CEO Paul Morris to conduct a feasibility study. One of the first steps is an environmental and engineering analysis. Then they can determine the cost. A proposed platform over the downtown connector called The Stitch has an estimated price tag of $300 million. A proposed park over Georgia 400 could cost $190 million.